All right, well, we just set up the unit, and now I want to make sure I get to my iPad so I can get to the app, Rapsodo app. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to set up the device, make sure everything's good to go. All right, we got the connection, selecting the DBAT Dallas location. Amazing for them to let us use this facility. We're going indoors. We're going to go hitting. We're going T session to get started today. Click my name as an added player. Then we press play. Now that we've got the unit set up and the application is rolling, my focus as I come into the cage is just gonna be a tee session. I'm gonna be focused on moving the tee around, right? And I wanna see ball flight. I wanna see myself back spinning the baseball to the back of the net, being able to hit it in each direction. A lot of times as a hitter, I wanna make sure the consistency is within each location. So I should be able to repeat the same swing. And a lot of what the information and data is going to tell me if I'm actually doing that. Sometimes we feel like we're doing something, but there's no way we really know until we check it out on the data. So, okay. So as I get started here, I'm going to start with middle in, make sure everything's tracking me, get my setup. My first couple of swings, I want to be nice and smooth. I don't want to think about over attacking the baseball. I want to make sure I have rhythm and just let it go. Now my goal is to repeat that same swing, and if I feel like I'm making the correct movements and then I can go back to the data and see if I am, then I know, okay, I'm repeating what I've asked myself to do. So early on with my first few swings, I'm not so focused on launch angle, but what I am focused on is the backspin of the baseball. I'll be able to see that here on the screen, but I want to make sure everything is happening smoothly. See, that's a rollover. That's what I don't want. And that's going to tell me topspin right here too. And of course, the launch angle being a -5, meaning I'm beating that into the ground. I want to be able to get my hands out in front a little bit, get this barrel out. Now as I get a little bit warmer, I want to start working on that exit velo, right? So if I'm seeing 85 on the screen, 88, okay, let's start ramping it up a little bit to 90. And also while moving the baseball around too. As a player, a lot of times we can get caught up in, the exit velo, but if we're not focused on being able to repeat the same movement, then the exit velo does nothing for us, right? And the good thing about this is it's going to show me the exit velo along with the launch angle. Those numbers are associated with each other, especially when you get to the next step. The next step usually flips, usually somebody throwing. You want to see yourself really being able to hit the ball hard, but also being able to launch it in the right direction. Now I can start adding a little bit more juice. I'm feeling more comfortable, more consistent now. Want to try to keep that launch angle at about 10 for me. That's going to be that lower part of the bat, the left net right there, but not too high to where it's a pop-up. Okay, so I noticed that my focus is going to be launch angle around 10. And if I know that last one is a 5, okay, maybe an adjustment is getting these hands out a little bit more in front, maybe getting into a stronger position with the legs. As a hitter, that's the great thing about this is I can figure out what can be my keys now to get to a certain number. Is that me getting loaded a little bit earlier? Is that me getting more of a scap pull, using more force from the ground? All of those things are going to be associated with these numbers now. See, there it is. Once you make certain adjustments off of the numbers, then you have a better feeling as to what you're doing. And then you can duplicate that over and over and over again. and even in different directions with the tee. I think one of the coolest features too about this is that I can go to the iPad and then actually make this screen a little bit bigger to where I can see the whole field, because right now obviously we're in the cage and what I got like 60, 70 feet of room, but I want to see the true ball flight of what that would look like on the field. I can hit balls in here and they could be, you know, little bloopers, but seeing the whole field on here allows me to understand how far this ball is going, where it looks like it's going to be, whether right center, left center. And especially if I'm working middle in, I want to make sure I'm hitting that gap, not top spin, pulling baseballs. Just want to be focused on hitting the ball in the right direction as if I were actually on the field. So you have all your metrics and all that, but the most important thing is, what are you actually doing when you're on the field? So now I have the ability to see that. So I'm gonna set it up middle in again. Try to go left center with this baseball. And then immediately check, see what ball flight, where it went. Exactly where I'm looking to go. That's a knock right there, base hit. All right, now that I've gotten a good amount of information from my session and just getting going, now I can take this information and go, okay, how am I gonna go on to the next phase, right? Like, how am I gonna make adjustments and figure out from here, what feedback do I need to know to be able to take into that next session?